government will push a lot more. Digital infrastructure at the bottom and scaling it up has given us the proverbial India stack. India should become a global hub for artificial intelligence and related research. India's logistics potential is just not even touched yet. We have immense scope in elaborating on logistics. Digital infrastructure at the bottom and scaling it up has given us the proverbial India stack, brick by brick, building it up. Some countries may have a few of the bricks but may not have the others. Today, during the G20, we saw how countries have really put on table their appreciation of what India has done in terms of spreading the digital public infrastructure, public it is, and therefore want to replicate such an experience, each the way in which they want to do it for their own countries, and replicate that. Because they see the virtue of having infrastructure, digital infrastructure, which helps them to speed up, ramp up, scale up the developmental goals. And that is why, other than your traditional land, labor and capital along with enterprise, I would dare to put this, because this is your modern day infrastructure, this is your modern day factor of production, without which you are not going to be able to scale up and bridge the gap between those who are still aspiring to develop and move forward. So with all this reforms touching each one of these factor of production, I would still say I'll highlight some areas in which government will push a lot more. And I'm not listing items like EV, obviously EV. But we are looking at space, we are looking at artificial intelligence. India wants to touch on levels of innovation, investment, and also policy support for expanding in space sector. Expanding in artificial intelligence. That is why, in spite of it being a vote on account, we have emphasized that India should become a global hub for artificial intelligence and related research. We'll set up centers of excellence for artificial intelligence. That's not going to be a simple, easy to achieve objective, but we have the wherewithal and we therefore are confident we can do it. So space, artificial intelligence, warehousing. Now when I say warehousing, it's not just the agricultural warehousing at the village level. Yes, that also. But you can imagine the warehousing needs of this country. To the extent of whether it is your semiconductors or looking at precious metals and their warehousing as well. So space can be artificial intelligence, it can be warehousing, it can be. We are pushing with support, policy support, legislative support, investment support, and bringing people together to work together and see if there are joint ventures possible, investments possible, manpower which is so required with domain specialism possible. So that's one layer that I've just said, but that is not to exclude logistics. India's logistics potential is just not even touched yet, leave alone tapping it to 10%, 20%. We have immense scope in elaborating on logistics. I think a great leap forward technically has been made with the PM Gati Shakti, which gives you the wonderful layers of filters through which you can see where you need to have that investment made to ramp up on logistics. So logistics, agricultural value addition, agriculture better productivity. Agriculture, I don't want to use the mechanization word, but agriculture efficiencies. I'm not against mechanization, but mechanization per se is not the goal. Agriculture productivity is the goal, agriculture output is the goal, agriculture value addition is the goal. So logistics, agricultural value addition, efficiency and production.